Alright, so before we proceed with the recording, I'm going to try to explain to you what you're looking at on this page. Okay, this is the instruction here. This is for 15 to 20. As you can see, the instruction says label the map below. So this is a map labeling or map completion question type. Okay, and it is actually quite common in IELTS, so it's important that you're able to understand it. Now, you'd be given your normal 30 seconds to look at questions 11 to 20. But you are not supposed to just use that time to read this: school, sports center, clinic, community center, supermarket, playground. No. If you do that, by the time the recording starts playing, you will not be able to catch up. You'll not be able to label anything. So what I advise you do with that time is to quickly take a very good look at every single thing on this map. Make sure that your eyes read everything on this map. Make sure that you see everything, because they're going to direct you to where the school is. You're supposed to say whether the school is at F or at C or at A or at D, but they will most likely direct you to the unlabeled place from a labeled place. So you don't want a situation where they would say, from the apartment blocks, do this and that, and that's when you start looking for where the apartment blocks are. That is not the right time to do that. So you have to make sure that your eyes see everything on the map before the recording starts to play. That is what you're supposed to do with your 30 seconds. Now, here you have to Nonston. So this is the main road. Then this way you're heading to Nonston. Then you have here the south entrance, the west entrance. This is London Road. These are 3 apartment blocks. Here you have housing for the elderly. Then you have some trees here. And you have some trees here as well, in between C and H. Then there's a key, okay? Most maps will have a key to tell you what some things mean on the map. So you can see these little blocks. They say these blocks are housing. So of course you know that because we just did 11 to 14, you know by now that this is about a housing development. So all these are housing, all these little squares and rectangles, all of them. But here you have housing specially designed for the elderly. Then you have a cardinal point here. This is very important. This just tells you that up here is your north, down here is your south, east and west. Okay, so you should also be able to understand the cardinal point and how it works, because sometimes that might be what will determine if your answer will be correct or not. Okay, so when you have taken a very good look and you still have some seconds left, then you can proceed to quickly scanning the things you're actually going to label on the map.
Rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Okay, so before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Okay, now it's silent, but that's simply because they are giving you time to look at the questions. And I said you should look at the map very well. That is the most important thing, okay? So it's going to start soon. Another thing I'd like you to know is that it helps to point. Okay, if they say from the south entrance, go up, go right, go left, it helps you use your finger or your writing material, your stationery to point. As they direct you, you move with the direction so that you can easily land at the right place instead of just staring at your book.
Listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Okay, so I'll put a map of the proposed development up on the screen.
So I'll put a map of the proposed development up on the screen. So sometimes it helps you imagine what is going on in the recording. So this map would now be beamed on the screen, maybe using a projector or an actual screen. Okay, so this is what they are looking at because he's supposedly giving a presentation to some people. But for you, the map is on your question paper.
See, it's bounded on the south side by the main road, which then goes on to Nunston. Another boundary is formed by London Road on the western side of the development. Inside the development, there'll be about 400 houses and 3 apartment blocks. Also be a school for children up to 11 years old.
So once you hear school, you sit up. So there will also be a school for children up to 11 years old, and he's now going to direct you to where the school will be.
At the south entrance, at the bottom of the map, there's a road from there that goes right up through the development. The school will be on that road, at the corner of the second turning to the left.
So the school will be on this road, right? At the corner of the second turning to the left. So if you're coming up from South Road, the south entrance or the main road, the second turning on the left, this is the first turning on the left, right? This is the first turning on the left. You keep going. This is the second turning on the left, and by the corner of that road, you can see it's at the edge. This is a corner. That's where the school will be. So the answer to school will be G. And then you keep listening to know where the sports center will be.
A large sports centre is planned with facilities for indoor and outdoor activities. This will be on the western side of the development, just below the road that branches off from London Road.
So it will be on the west side of this development, just below the road that branches off from London Road. You can see this is London Road. There's only one road branching off by the western side, branching off London Road, and this is it, just below that road. The answer is C.
A clinic where residents can go if they have any health problems. Can you see the lake towards the top of the map? The clinic will be just below this, to the right of a street of houses.
So the clinic will be just below this, just below the lake, to the right of a street of houses. So look at the houses here. So to the right of these houses, there is D. Below the lake, there is D. So the clinic will be at D.
Community centre for people of all ages. Northeast side of the development, there'll be a row of specially designed houses specifically for residents over 65. And the commute.
So they said by the northeast side of this map. So that's why I said you should be able to read your cardinal points. This is the north, this is the east. Here is northeast. So if you're to put this cardinal point right at the center of this map, and this is north and this is east, northeast is here. So if you get that, you're suspecting B, maybe E. Okay, let's say you're suspecting both because it's all in this area. But then you keep listening because he said that the community center will be at the end of a row of houses for people that are 65 years old and above. So this is housing for elderly, 65 years and above. At the end of the row of houses, you have the community center. So that's B.
Will be adjoining this. We haven't forgotten about shopping. There'll be a supermarket between the 2 entrances to the development.
So we haven't forgotten about shopping. There will be a supermarket between the 2 entrances of this development. That's this west entrance and the south entrance. So the supermarket is going to be around here. But you keep listening so that he'd say something that will help you know specifically whether it's F or H. It can't be C anymore because we've already picked C for the sports center. So we have F and H. So what he would say next would help you decide which one it should be.
Leave the three large trees near London Road, and it'll be just to the south of these.
So you can see the 3 trees by London Road. These are the 3 trees. They now said that the supermarket will be just at the south of this. So these are the three trees, and south of these trees is down. Okay, that's where south is. So that's H. So finally, the playground.
It's planned to have a playground for younger children. If you look at the road that goes up from the south entrance, you'll see it curves round to the left at the top.
So if you see the road that goes up from the south entrance, you see it curves to the left at the top. So you have to keep following what they're saying. The road curves left at the top. So this is the top, this is left.
And the playground will be in that curve with nice views of the lake.
So the playground would be just in that curve. You can see the curve. And it has a good view of the lake. That means from that place you can see the lake too. So that curve is only A that is at the curve. That means the playground will be at A.
So, now, does anyone have any?
So that's it, guys. That's how you attempt map completion questions. As usual, you have to really pay attention. You have to pay attention to the map very well and attention to the recording. It's going to feel very fast. So you have to be sharp. You have to be alert. You have to be thinking very fast because your answers will come very quickly and you have to locate it very quickly.